I'm gonna read from the. No, I said
Oh God. Oh my God. Dang it.
I'm sorry. So, before I was saved, and a little bit after, I had a really hard time looking at myself in the mirror about who I was. I would even come to the point to where I would turn off the light so I wouldn't even see myself. I had a very bad self-image. I never understood who I fully was in Christ. But the verse I chose to share is Ephesians 1:4. Just as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world, that we would be holy and blameless before him in love. So when I look at myself, all I see is the flaws. I see how I'm unlovable, I'm not good enough, I'll never be good enough for other people, how I'm always falling short, blah, blah, blah. I see all my weaknesses. I don't see how Christ saw me. But this verse says that he chose us in him before the foundation of the world. So he chose me, and we would be holy and blameless before him. So when he looks at me, he's not looking at my flaws. He's looking at the blood of Christ. So if you're born again and you've given your life to Christ, he's not looking at the old life. He's not looking at our weaknesses. All he sees is the blood. So he's seeing us as holy and blameless before him. And the other verse is that 1 Peter 2:9, but you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for God's own possession, so that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So we don't have to stay in that darkness of not knowing who we are, or not believing that we're good enough, or not believing that Christ loves us, because he does, because he's not seeing our flaws. When he looks at us and just how we should look at ourselves, we should see his blood. And from that image, that will completely change our lives. It will change how you're reacting to people, how you're around people, how you're around your family. You won't be ashamed to be who you are. Like for the longest time, people, what they said about me, how people's reaction depended on what I thought about myself. So if someone said, oh, you look really good today, or great job in the play, that would depend on how I would live. But if someone would disown me or say something bad about me, like someone from my family, I would take that to heart and start living by that. So what we need to do is we need to start learning what the word says. So the word says that he chose us, we're holy and blameless in his sight. He sees the blood of Christ. So we don't have to live in that darkness anymore, because we're a royal priesthood and he called us out of that darkness into his light.